All right, guys. Good morning. Paul Bates here. And today we're going to talk about Vote US, or what is it worth the money, and did I get any discounts while doing America's Great Loop? So, a couple things happened yesterday. A bunch of stuff happened yesterday, but for me, it was a very unproductive day. And it was an unproductive day for YouTube. It was an unproductive day for me in general. I didn't get a whole lot done, and so it was upsetting, especially when you start losing YouTube subscribers. You ever want to do anything difficult, try and get a YouTube subscriber, and then we'll have a day where you lose 10 or 20 of them. It's frustrating. But again, they're not. I don't need people watching my videos and even this live blog that don't want to be here. You can't force somebody to be here. I mean, it's ridiculous. Anyway, in the mornings here, we go over the comments from the day before a little bit, and then we talk about uh, different things that's going on the boat in the last 24 hours. And also, I want to welcome a few channels here because they're important to me, and I watched some of their videos yesterday. They both follow me at Trending Water. You can see this link down here, and I'll also link his video up here, or his channel, sorry, up here, so you guys can see them, and let's support them and give them as many subscribers as we can. Also, Skimming Outdoors. I love his videos. The guy just does an amazing job. But in my defense, the guy was a professional at it for years and years and years. So that's why I got a distinct disadvantage. There's nothing I can do about that. So anyway, I want you guys to reach out to them, welcome them. They both talk about the loop, and my channel isn't all about the loop. I'm a full-time trawler liveaboard. Welcome aboard Southern Estate, and this is my life. This is what I do. Would I like YouTube to be a full-time income for me? Yeah, I would. I think it's everybody's dream, and I worked really, really hard at it. One of the things about my corporate, job and being in the corporate world, and if I have to go back, I got to go back. But I don't play nice. It's and I don't want to say that what happened and everything like that, but I've got to go to sensitivity training. That's just the reality of it. And the funny part about it's not just me. Both of my kids, even my daughter, had to go to sensitivity training. She worked for Costco. We're just not sensitive to that. Billy Joe's hair. It doesn't work today, and all I want to do is, Billy Joe, you need to stay focused and get your job done. And in today's society, that I guess we don't. That's getting the job done isn't as important anymore. But I was. Good morning, Harold. Always love seeing you. And thank you for everything. Anyway, and then we go over the comments here a little bit. So Bob left a comment. Indecision is the key to flexibility. In that vein, I will remain rigid and flexible. The loop is a dream, number one on my bucket list. I just need a bigger boat and time. Yeah, it's just like everybody else. And I created the time, and I bought the bigger boat. And I love my life. I love my wife. I love my life. A quick little story, you guys. She's getting a big head about her one little video that she's got done under her belt now. And as the channel grows and she grows, she's got a lot of demands now. So it's funny to watch her. But anyway, I've married Bev 30 years ago now. No, I don't think we've been together for over 30 years. We're getting close to 27, 28 years of marriage. And, every time she bends over, I swat her on the butt. I don't know why. If she puts it in my face, it gets swatted. And the other day, me and Pete were in the boat. We're in the salon. And it was funny because she bends over and I swatted her on the butt. And when I swatted her on the butt, she turns around, she looks at us, she goes, well, I guess I had that one coming. So it was just funny. Good morning, Charles. Love seeing you. Anyway, you had to be there, I guess. Maybe some of you won't find it. I'll probably lose some more YouTube subscribers over that. Anyway, but I am lucky. And yesterday's video is probably one of the videos I lost probably like quite a few, a poor man in a rich man's game, which basically I am. I'm not. But if you count dollars, and wealth, I have no retirement. I had to save everything that I've had, and I have to be careful with my money. I can't just do it. Anyway, thanks, Bob, for the comment. David, what's up? No, peace out. Yeah, we got to give a peace out at the end. I always do that. It's probably my tradition because I just grew up in that era. Steve, do you have to capture the live comments? Yeah, I'll try that. Today I put it on here, so let me know, guys, if it works. And what he's talking about is over here. You can see, like, Charles leaves a comment, Harold left a comment, and you guys can see that live. Low ready. Sounds like a discount. Covers the tips. So, and we got to talk about that in one of the videos is, you know, the discounts from the AGLC. He's saying, does it cover the tips? I'm probably a little bit more generous tipper than normal, and I spent a lot of money on tips, actually, probably a couple $1,000s. I had that with me in cash, and I went through all of it, and most of that was tipping, because I typically tip my dock hands $5 per dock hand. And that just depends too on the situations. If it's windy out there, nasty, and one single dock hand did an incredible, like, we got fuel, he got me into my slip, he did everything for me, I could hand him a $20 bill just as easy as I can a $5 bill for that one person. But it all depends. And so, yes, I spent a lot of money in tips on America's Great Loop. Speaking, American Patriot, I always love his comments. Speaking of the U.S. reminds me, speaking of the Boat U.S. reminds me of what my dad used to say. Insurance is a lottery you want to lose. You only win in insurance after suffering a loss. And he's right. I mean, nobody wants to use Boat US, but it's a great insurance. And today we'll talk about one story that happened while I was out on the loop, because I don't know what happened, but neither one of us even thought about Boat US. It was actually Beverly, I think, says, why don't you just call Boat US? And we're like, oh, we didn't even think about it. Here, we pay for it. We didn't even think about it. And I'll share that story with you in here in just a minute. Don't forget the Alabama accent. So Charles is talking about Beverly and her Alabama accent. You know, yeah, she's a YouTube sensation star now. Thanks, guys. You know, now I got new implants, tummy tuck, facelift, the whole 9 yards. But she also needs back surgery. So one of these days I got to stop and do that. Harold always leaves comments. I do appreciate it. ST, thanks. I appreciate it. Anyway, we appreciate the comments. You guys have no idea. And so now moving forward here, because of this video really is about Boat US here, and I do want to get to my story, but let's talk about what happened yesterday. The outboard people called me on the dinghy, so that's and the engine's ready to pick up, so we're going to go do that today. Also, yesterday I told you it was an unproductive day. It's just, it seems like I did everything, the projects that we tried on the boat, it just didn't work out. And then, losing a half a dozen or a dozen YouTube subscribers yesterday, it just, everything just kind of fell apart yesterday. And then today, though, I am going to go pick up the outboard. And yesterday I communicated with somebody about my dinghy tender, whatever you want to call it, because I really wanted an aluminum bottom one. And, I'm budget minded. So I was looking at these Highlanders. And I may not be saying that, a Hyperlong. I may not be saying that right. Anyway, I watched some of the reviews. They didn't get the greatest review because the rafts are kind of cheap. So I called the dealership. I think, and I don't want to quote any names yet, but I talked to Brad about getting a tender. And basically, you got to put your name on a waiting list and, put a deposit down on one of these things, or you're not going to get one, because everything comes from China. We exported everything to China, so you got to wait until China's ready to and the suppliers have the supplies. So I did put my name yesterday on one. It'll be here in a couple months, which is fine with me, because right now we're here for a couple more weeks. Then we go to Denapolis, which will take us about 3 days to get to Denapolis, Alabama, and then we're only a few hundred miles after that from Homeport, which is our where we finished the loop on this time. And so we're only a few minutes from that. So, or a few hundred miles from that once we get to Denapolis. And we're going to be there in Denapolis for another month, and we'll get I'm going to do some more mechanical work on the boat and get it really start dialing in. So that's our plans right now. And we're just basically just waiting out hurricane season, because we don't want to get stuck in the Gulf or down there, even at Homeport, really in any type of weather like that. It's just, we don't want to do it. So this year we're going to just stick it out and stay up here. I mean, it's nice up here too. I don't mind it at all. But the dinghy is, it's in Clearwater, Florida. So I got to make the crossing. And as I go to the Keys, and we'll pick up the dinghy. And so, but I got to prepay for it, do everything before I even go, because then I can get my registration while I'm at Homeport Marina. So that's my plans with picking up the new dinghy. And I also went with one that I went with an A and B. That's what right now I haven't signed the paperwork yet, but I'm getting close. And it's an A and B, and it has a deck on it. It's all aluminum, very lightweight. And I love the A and B. I saw one out here on the dock. Somebody was actually making a cover for it, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous dinghy. It has a locker up front, but it also has the ability to put a steering console in it, and that's something I want to add to it. I'm not going to do it right now because the initial cost of it's $6,300. So I'm just going to absorb that for a little while, and then I'll get my console. But my engine is ready. It does have the steering thing on it to accept the steering and the gears. So that's a good. And the guy said the dinghy that I'm buying would be a really good match for my motor and everything like that. So moving forward here, so we'll go pick up that outboard today. So Boat US did this to me, was absolutely on America's Great Loop, was probably the biggest discount that we received. And I would recommend this over even the AGLC. You can see my flag over here, membership. If I was really limited on my budget and I could only pick one or two, it would be this one, because this one far exceeded all of the discounts that the AGLAC. Because everybody says, "Are you a Boat US member?" And if you are, you can get up to 10 cents a gallon off on fuel, which is huge. Especially, I had a $8,000 dollar. I had a $10,000 budget. I've gone through probably $7,000 of that budget, and it'll take us. It's going to be less than $1,000 now to get the boat home. But when you start getting 10 cents off a gallon, and sometimes there's times I got 560 gallons of fuel. That alone right there was $56. And this membership right here, it's like the gold is only like $159. So all it takes is 2 or 3 fuel stops, and you've paid for this card right here. So me and Rum Wild, we were out there, and we pulled into the marina. We pulled out. We were on mooring balls that night, somewhere over in the Carolinas, and Ed calls me on my phone actually, and he says, "Hey, Paul, I've got problems." He goes, "Something happened to the boat. It's got a mean vibration. I have to shut down one of my engines, and I'm only coming in on one engine." So we get to the marina, and I got there ahead of him, which is untypical because my Loop Princess was very slow trawler. It was like 7 knots. That's it. That's all she did. And so we beat him into the marina that day. And then he came into the marina, and he says, "I got to get a diver down here." So the marina calls a diver out. They come down there. Anyway, he broke a strut off on the bottom. And, I'm thinking, hey, I got to tow you over to this marina. We probably shouldn't drive the boat like that. And so we're sitting there debating what to do and stuff like that. And then Beverly, just out of the blue, says, "Don't you guys have Boat US tow?" And I said, "Yeah." We go, "Yeah, we do actually." And so Ed called them, and he had like the gold membership, and he has insurance through, I believe it's Geico. If you have insurance through Geico and your Boat US, man, it's the sky's the limit. Anyway, the important thing here is that he used the card, and they came over in the morning, and they towed him right over to the marina where they were going to take the boat out. It took several weeks for all this to transpire, but he did get to use his Boat US. Nobody wants to use it, but I think it's a great advantage. And I have never used mine yet, but I do use it almost every single, I've made over 90 different stops now, and I use it just about every day. And they ask to see the card. A lot of these marinas, if you're going to try and tell them that you have a Boat US member, it used to be in the old days, you could say, "Hey, I'm a member." But not anymore, man. You got to show them the card. They want to see the card, and some of them will even scan this barcode right here. I've even had that happen a few times. So you got to make sure you got to pay it. That's basically what I'm saying. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm a Boat US member." So by far the biggest discount, like I said, 3 or 4, probably 5 fuel stops. This card was paid for, and I got security of mine. Boat US is a good company. They stand behind their product, and if you are in trouble, and there's certain parts of the loop that they're not, there's Sea-Tow and Boat US, and Sea-Tow was more there. But if you're prepared and you do the loop, it's just a backup and to have insurance to do it. So I loved it. I'm glad I did it. I don't regret that. That is a no regret right there, that having the boat US. So anyway, today, sorry, man. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Remember to live life with no regret. And you guys out there dreaming about the loop, don't, it doesn't have to be a dream. If I can do this, anybody can do it. And that's part of what my YouTube channel is all about, is, people just living their dreams and, enjoying life and living without any regret. It's, it was, for me, it was the concept. I remember the last few years at work, I'm just sitting there at my desk and I'm going, wow, this cannot be happening. It's like, I I don't know if I can do this much longer. I was just at that point in my life where I was just getting done with it. But so COVID, it took the job, but I did love that job. I loved the people I worked with. I had a great time. It was a great experience. But I'm glad it's over. I'm glad I moved on. I'm glad I learned how to invest money. I'm glad that my investments paid off. I'm glad that some of my returns, I see 1,600%, 2,000% returns. I'm glad that I learned all that, and it's helped me out here on the loop. It really has. Anyway, Paul Bates, peace out. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and enjoy your day at work. Thank you. Bye.